James Garner finally talks about Selleck. James Garner was born James Garner on April 7, 1928 in Innerman, Oklahoma, and was one of the most loved actors in American movies and TV shows. His story from being poor to becoming a Hollywood star shows his talent, hard work, and lasting charm. Garner grew up during the Great Depression, a time when things were really hard in the United States, which taught him to work hard and be tough, things that would help him his whole career. After his mother died when he was a kid and going through hard times with his father, Garner learned to take care of himself and be independent, things that became a big part of who he was. These early times shaped the regular guy feeling that he would bring to many of his most famous roles before finding his place in Hollywood. Garner was a soldier in the United States Army during the Korean War, a time that really changed him. His time in the Army showed his sense of doing what's right, and he brought the training, being humble, and bravery he learned in the military into his acting job. After his time in the Army, Garner went after his love for acting, studying at the University of Oklahoma and starting his work in local theater. His natural charm, tough good looks, and easy coolness soon got the attention of people who picked actors in Hollywood, and he was quickly on his way to becoming a movie star. Garner's big break came with TV show Maverick, 1957 to 1962, where he played Brett Maverick, a charming, sneaky card player in the Old West. The show was a huge hit and showed his ability to mix funny parts, being smart, and deep feelings, making him different from other main actors back then. Garner's Maverick was funny, clever, and never scared to break their rules, things that really connected with people watching. His natural friendship with other actors and perfect timing for jokes helped Maverick become a famous part of TV history, getting him fame, praise from critics, and a lasting place in pop culture. After his success on TV, Garner successfully moved to movies, showing could do many different kinds of roles. In the 1960s and 1970s, he starred in a bunch of famous movies, including The Great Escape, 1963, where I played the brave and smart Virgil Hiltz, a role that showed off his charm and ability to carry a big movie. He also appeared in romantic comedies like The Thrill of It All, 1963, dramatic roles like Grand Prix, 1966, and action movies, showing off an amazing ability to change that few actors could match. Garner's acting was always praised for being real, warm, and easy to relate to, things that let audiences connect deeply with his characters. Along with his work accomplishments, James Garner was known for his strong beliefs and personal honesty. He famously fought against Hollywood studios when he felt they were treating him badly, winning a big lawsuit against Warner Brothers for breaking their contract, a win that opened the door for better rights for actors in the business. This bravery and determination off-screen matched the good courage often seen in the characters he played, making his reputation stronger as both a talented actor and a man of good character. Garner's TV success kept going into later years with roles like Jim Rockford in the Rockford Files 1974 to 1980, where he played a private detective with a sense of humor. Being vulnerable and being smart, this role got him wide praise, many Emmy Awards, and made his place as a TV legend solid. His ability to bring depth, subtlety, and humanity to every role, whether on TV or in movies, made him one of the most respected and loved actors of his time. Beyond his work in entertainment, Garner was known for his giving efforts and quiet generosity. He supported many charities and causes, often without wanting public attention, showing a humility and kindness that matched the dignity he brought to his work. Co-workers, friends, and fans all remember him as a warm, friendly, and truly kind person, things that added to his lasting appeal. James Garner was married only once in his lifetime to Lois Josephine Fleckman Clark, a woman he met by lucky chance at a social gathering in 1956. Their dating was unusually fast and intense, ending in a wedding just 16 days after they first met on August 17, 1956. Looking back on this fast romance, Garner would later remember, "We went to dinner every night for 14 nights. I was just totally crazy about her. I spent 77 on our honeymoon, and it almost broke him." This small story not only shows Garner's young passion and quick decisions, but also shows his down-to-earth personality and sense of humor. He often spoke honestly about marriage in general, once comparing it to being in the army. "Marriage is like the army. Everyone complains, but you'd be surprised at how many people sign up again." This statement shows his view of long relationships, not as a perfect fairy tale, but as a practical, lasting partnership where love, patience, and hard work where needed. Lois practiced Judaism, a part of her life that adhered to the cultural and spiritual parts of her family and one that Garner respected and accepted throughout their life together. When James and Lois get married, Lois already had a daughter from a previous marriage who was 9 years old and recovering from polio, a disease that left many children with physical problems back then. Garner's role in her life showed not only his caring character, but also his willingness to become a parent with patience, understanding, and caring for a child facing hard times. Just over a year and a half after their marriage, Garner and Lois had their own daughter, first named Greta, but lovingly called She. She was born on January 4, 1958, and her birth marked a new chapter in Garner's life, making his role not only as a husband, but also as a loving father. His relationship with Gigi showed the same warmth, humor, and caring that made his marriage special. He often spoke lovingly of her in interviews, talking about the joys and duties of raising a child. Throughout their life together, Garner and Lois had challenges like any long-term couple. They went through 2 times of separation, first for 3 months in 1970 and again in 1979. Despite these hard times, they always managed to get back together, finally getting back together for good in September 1981. This pattern shows how strong and deep their relationship was. Even when facing problems, they kept a commitment to each other that would last for decades. By the time of Garner's death in 2014, they had been married for almost 58 years, proof of the stability, love, and mutual respect that was the foundation of their life together. Their marriage, while not without its hard times, stood as a defining and lasting part of James Garner's personal life, giving a look at the private, devoted man behind the famous screen character. James Garner, the legendary actor whose career lasted decades and whose charm and appeal made him one of Hollywood's most beloved people, finally spoke out about his longtime friend and co-worker Tom Selleck. Garner's words carried the weight of experience, honesty, and decades of dealing with the unpredictable world of show business. "I've known Tom for a very long time," Garner began, his voice carrying that familiar rough warmth that fans had come to love from shows like The Rockford Files and Murphy's Romance. "He's one of the best actors you've ever had the pleasure of working with. And more importantly, he's a man who does what's right." For years, rumors and guessing had gone around about the relationship between these 2 famous actors, both of whom had made their own special path through Hollywood. And Garner's comments finally seemed to put those questions to rest. Garner went on to think about their shared experiences in the entertainment business, painting a picture of a friendship made not just in public appearances and press tours, but in the quiet, often exhausting moments behind the scenes. "We've both been in situations where the pressures of the business could either bring you down or make you stronger," he explained. "I remember more than once Tom showing up not just ready to work, but ready to lift the spirits of everyone on set. That kind of giving is rare, and it's something I've always admired about him." It was clear from Garner's comments that his respect for Selleck was based not only on work admiration, but on personal regard, knowing the kind of character it takes to stay calm, funny, and kind over decades in a business known for testing one's patience and beliefs. When asked about the comparisons that fans and the media often made between them, both tall, charming, and having a natural screen presence, Garner laughed, a deep, hearty laugh that seemed to echo from a man totally comfortable with his own legacy. "You know, people love to compare, but Tom and I have always done our own thing," he said. "Sure, we're both actors. Sure, we've both had our hits. But the truth is you can't really measure one against the other. We just bring our own style to what we do, and somehow the audience like that, and honestly, there's no competition in friendship. It's just about respecting each other." In these words, one could hear the humility and giving that had been part of Garner's career, refusing to let rivalry or ego control his view of co-workers. Even Thasuo had similar paths in Hollywood. Garner also spoke honestly about how Selleck's work habits had influenced personally and how the 2 men had in many ways helped each other deal with highs and lows of fame. "Tom taught me a lot about patience," Garner admitted. "I've always been a bit stubborn, and he has this calmness about him that spreads to others. On sets, when tensions get high or when a scene just isn't working, Tom's presence has a way of making things steady. It's not just about acting. It's about being human under pressure, and I've learned a lot from that." Sucktots showed a side of Garner that many fans didn't see on screen: a thoughtful, thinking man who valued character and kindness above awards and prizes. Someone who had seen the best and worst of Hollywood and chosen to focus on the human connections that last beyond fame. Finally, Garner talked about what he thought was the most important part of his relationship with Selleck: trust. You can't talk about someone like Tom without mentioning trust. He said, "We've been through a lot together in this business, and there's a trust there that doesn't come easily. I know he's someone I can count on, and I hope he feels the same about me. That's the foundation of any friendship, whether you're actors or not." Garner's words worked as both a tribute and a reassurance, signaling to fans that despite the years, the distance, and the changing tides of Hollywood, some bonds stay strong. In the end, James Garner's thoughts on Tom Selleck were more than just comments on a coworker. They were a heartfelt recognition of a lifelong friendship, one built on mutual respect, shared experiences, and a deep appreciation for the person behind the fame. "We've both had our journeys," Garner concluded, "and I'm proud to call him my friend. That above all else is what matters." In speaking so openly, Garner gave fans a rare look into the real connections that shape an actor's life, reminding everyone that behind the cameras and the spotlight, the human element, the loyalty, the respect, the friendship is what truly lasts. James Garner, the beloved actor whose charm and humor filled both the big and small screens, faced a series of never-ending health challenges that matched the strength he often showed in his roles. During the 1970s, while filming the famous detective series The Rockford Files, Garner's knees began to hurt him. What started as sometimes aches soon became constant pain, requiring 6 or 7 knee operations during that time, a painful ordeal that he went through while keeping his trademark humor and dedication to his work. Even decades later, the damage of those years saw physical strain led him to get knee replacement surgery for both knees in 2000, proof of his continuing persistence and refusal to let pain define his life. Garner's health struggles went far beyond his knees. On April 22, 1988, he faced one of the most serious challenges of his life: quintuple bypass heart surgery. The procedure, scary for anyone, was met with his typical determination. While his recovery was surprisingly quick, doctors strongly told him to stop smoking, a habit he had kept for most of his life. Amazingly, Garner continued to smoke for almost 2 more decades, finally quitting in 2005, a choice that showed both his human imperfections and his final commitment to living longer. Looking back on her father's battle with smoking, daughter Garner remembered, "My dad had smoked since he was 12 years old," showing how lifelong some of his struggles were. In 2008, Garner faced yet another tough health crisis. On May 11th, following a severe stroke just 2 days earlier, he had surgery that medical professionals described as a success, despite how bad the stroke was. His outlook was reported as very positive, a hopeful sign for fans and family alike. Garner's strength in the face of repeated medical challenges matched the courage and determination he often showed on screen, earning high admiration both as an actor and as a human being facing life's harsh realities. Sadly, on July 19, 2014, the curtain fell on James Garner's extraordinary life. Police and rescue people were called to his Brentwood, Los Angeles home, where they found that the legendary actor had passed away at the age of 86. The cause was a heart attack brought on by coronary artery disease, the end result of years of health struggles, including the lasting effects of his 2008 stroke. Though his physical health had gotten worse in his later years, his legacy, marked by calm professionalism and an unwavering commitment to his craft, remains vibrant and enduring, inspiring generations of actors and fans alike.